following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Hey everybody, welcome to Soflo Sass.
Hi, aloha.
Hello. Oh, hey, Laurie, my co-host on Soflo Sass. Really? Where are you?
I am in Maui, Hawaii. Woo!
Really?
Living it up by the beach. Toes in the sand, all that stuff, drink in my hand.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, welcome to Soflo Sass. I'm Barbara.
I'm Laurie. LC rocks.
LC rocks. Yeah, so we always start out the show about, how was your weekend? Like,
Yeah.
you're in Hawaii.
Yeah.
You called me and said, I'm going to Hawaii.
Yep.
Come be with me. I have a room, and I tried the best I could do to get there. So,
You got the COVID test that's required.
yeah.
You were ready. You were ready to get here.
And of course, it tested what?
Pardon?
It tested what?
It tested COVID.
Negative as usual.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Negative as usual.
As usual.
So how was, that's a good question too for you. How was the process of you getting there and traveling and going? Was it like a big deal or was
it was a big deal because you have to get your test 72 hours before you take off, no sooner or later. And then that means you've got to get a rapid test. And my first test, they said I wouldn't have it for 2 to 5 days. So I had to go get another one. And then I had that one within an hour. And then you have to upload it onto the state of Hawaii's website. And they give you a QR code that when you land at the airport, they scan and see that you've got a negative test, and then they let you in.
Oh, okay. So it's a process.
It's quite the process.
Okay.
Otherwise, you have to quarantine for 10 days still.
What?
Yeah, still going on here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you have to get a card or just show the piece of paper with your boarding and stuff?
Yeah, the QR code was on my phone and they scanned it. And then my file came up and they saw that I had the negative test and all was good.
Wow. Okay. Was it a full flight or?
Oh, it was beyond full. There wasn't a seat.
Okay.
It was packed to the gills, just like olden days.
Okay. Was it seat, empty seat
No.
or full on?
Every seat filled.
Do they limit the amount of flights that go out though? Do they just cram everybody into one flight per day?
Yeah, I didn't see any less flights. I had tons of options of when I wanted to get on a flight. So, and there was families, there was tons of little kids, families. I mean, it was it's all back to normal.
Oh, okay. So business as usual, Rach.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Rachel, how was your weekend?
My weekend was a lot of fun.
What did you do?
Well, I did a reptile show Saturday, and then we did a bonfire and had, little get together. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Bonfire. Did you roast marshmallows?
No marshmallows. Drank a lot of alcohol though. No, we had Jello shots.
Oh, nice.
Oh my God, I love Jello shots. Did you make
That's
them?
taking me back.
Yep. I made them.
Okay,
What
tell me how
flavor?
you make your Jello shots, because I make Jello shots every year for Halloween.
You do?
I do.
What flavor?
Well, Rach, how do you make yours?
Normally just with the package and the depending on what liquor I want to put into it. I used the fruit passion one. That was really good.
Ooh.
So, what flavor Jello do you buy, and how do you make it?
The fruit passion one is the one that I did yesterday. So, and then I had some with Everclear in it, so it was pretty potent.
Everclear, Laurie, Everclear.
That has taken me back. I was just talking about that the other day. Everclear, that'll get you on your ass.
Oh yeah. So normally when I make my Jello shots, it's Halloween, so I make them as like a candy corn.
Oh, yum!
Layers.
Cool.
And so I'll put a candy corn. I'll do the yellow on the bottom.
Yeah.
I'll get orange and lemon flavor Jello.
Nice.
The orange vodka.
Yeah.
Instead of water.
Yeah.
Fill it all up. Freeze it or put it in the fridge.
Yeah.
And then do another layer with the yellow with the lemon on top, and stick the candy corn in the middle, and then another layer of vodka. And then whipped cream on top, so it's a candy corn Jello shot.
My God, that sounds amazing. I'm gonna have to try that.
I didn't go all fancy like that, but I did turn them upside down, so when they take the lid off, it's already ready to like just slurp out. They don't have to use their finger or tongue. Yeah, so they're easier to pop into your mouth if you.
Ooh.
That's important.
That's what he said. We're talking about a dating show here.
That's important.
Oh my God, Rachel, that was so funny. So yeah, I'm glad you had a good weekend. And my co-host, Aloha.
Yeah.
I wish I was there with you.
I do too.
So what's on like your agenda being in Hawaii, Miss?
Well, we rented a couple of boogie boards. We're going to go out to the beach and jump on those waves. You know, it's some great waves here. And tomorrow we're going on the sunset dinner cruise. And usually we can kind of see whales, but I don't know if it's whale season right now. I don't think it is.
I don't know.
But, you know, mostly just a lot of beach time, pool time, going out on a boat. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. I'm going to check my airline points tomorrow.
Yeah. Do that. You do that.
That would mean I have to sleep in the same bed with you.
I'm a very sound sleeper. I won't even know you're there.
Well, that wouldn't be the first time. We've done this forever.
Yes.
So anyway, my weekend was good. You know, Monday's my favorite day of the week. It always comes so fast.
Yeah.
Friday night, I went out with a really good friend of mine. We went out for Greek food, which is kind of yummy. I don't know. Do you guys like Greek food?
I love it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Greek Town in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then Saturday, I spent my time at the beach with my girlfriend, Yoga Jen, and we did some yoga and some, you know, therapy and, you know, all that kind of stuff, and watched a movie. And then yesterday, I went to brunch with a friend of mine.
Nice.
But it was so hard to drive my car home.
Really?
After brunch?
Unlimited bottomless mimosas and bloody.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's what we had yesterday here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No,
pineapple mimosas.
Yeah. Pineapple mimosas. Rachel, what do you think about that?
Yeah.
Yum. Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. So I was like, no more bottomless. Gotta stay topless. And drive home. So anyways, everybody, welcome to Soflo Sass. I am Barbara.
I'm LC.
Yeah, and our show for today is going to be talking about being single and the dating world and how it is to be out there. We're going to have a couple guests coming in our show to get a man's perspective on it. But yeah, so let's talk about you. Okay, so you're single, Roxy, and she's in Hawaii.
Yeah. But, you know, I got excited about that and thought, oh, I'm going to find me some hunk walking along the beach. And all I'm seeing are couples hand in hand, all lovey-dovey. You know, it's a very romantic place.
Well, I did go there on my honeymoon.
Yes. So
just Maui.
yeah. I'm here alone though, as a single woman, so it's possible there could be a single guy here somewhere. And if he is, I'm gonna find him.
Right? You will, right?
That's funny.
Yeah. Yep.
How long have you been there?
I got here Saturday.
Oh, so you've got plenty of time to start, keep looking and
Yeah. And I've got 4 very good wingmen. 4 my brothers and their partners are here with me, and they are helping to keep an eye out. we usually see the same guy at the same time, and we both want him. Yeah. So I'll keep you posted.
Yeah, well, when you're in Hawaii, you just got to like go out to like the bars and. Okay, in Hawaii, do they have like nude bar or nude?
No.
Okay.
No nude bars.
yeah, it'll be no time and you'll be bumping uglies, No time at all.
Yeah.
You're a beautiful woman. You're gonna, somebody's gonna sweep you up real quick. Like,
oh, you're so sweet. I'm ready to be scooped.
Okay, so being single in the dating world and you're in Hawaii, like, what do you wear? Like when you're going out, like when you go to the beach or you're going out for dinner or you're going on your sunset cruise, or what do you do?
Well, this is what I would wear out to dinner. It's kind of like a muumuu, like if you've seen any of the old fashioned Hawaiian movies.
Muumuu, like cow?
Yeah, it's kind of loose and comfy.
Cute.
So I've got a couple other ones that are tight. So when I go to dinner and I'm going to be looking for a man, I'll wear the tight one. Otherwise, it's kind of living in your swimsuit,
Yeah, we can bring Wally in.
Yep, we got Wally here.
Hello, lady.
Hey, Wally.
Hi.
Wally.
What is going on?
Not much, just chilling, finishing up a long day of work today.
Yeah, well, thank you for joining Soflo Sass with me and Laurie and Roxy. So Laurie is in Hawaii, and we were talking about her being a single woman and how she's going to find a man in Hawaii.
That's what's up. That's a good place.
A little bit of this.
Paradise over there. We live in paradise, so it can't be that bad over there, right?
So, Wally,
Yes.
Barb tells me you're dating a lot. You're into a
Well,
lot of different sites.
Because
And
our show is about dating and apps and stuff. So, yeah.
what's your favorite site?
well, it depends on what season it is. I realize now. I just started this a couple years ago, and I realized that you have to look at everything. So I started I started on Plenty of Fish when I realized I was catching the wrong fish. I definitely right away and go off of that one. Okay, that was no good. So
Okay, Wally, wait, let me interject here. So, what is Plenty of Fish?
I was on it too. I know it well.
Is that a dating app?
Yeah,
Yes,
like there's plenty of fish in the sea.
Plenty of fish in the sea, pretty much. There's a lot of mullet out there, a lot of bottom feeders and stuff like that. You won't that good of fish, I realized quickly that site was pretty much a hookup site.
Yeah.
My brother introduced me to the online dating world, my younger brother, because I was married for a long time. And I pretty much meet women wherever I go. So he said, why don't you try these apps out? I'm like, really? Okay. So he taught me a couple of tricks of the trade. So I started off on plentyoffish.com. And then I graduated from there and went on to Tinder, which they told me again was a hookup site.
Yeah.
And I realized right away when the girls who said they're not looking for hookups, those are the ones that wanted to hook up for sure.
Okay, so Laurie and Wally, you guys know more about this than me. Okay, so Tinder and Plenty of Fish. These are they more like hookups or like dating, or these apps?
I got some good dates out of both, actually. So, but out of Tinder, I got a few. Then I started getting spam with massage people, fake profiles, catfish, all this stuff you hear about. Yeah. So I had to learn the ropes the hard way on Tinder.
Yeah.
Well,
like there were a couple of guys that, their photos, they look like hot supermodel type guys with no shirt on, totally fake. Totally
fake profiles
fishing.
all day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they even
Yeah.
learn about their jobs and everything, what
Yeah.
they do.
Yep.
So much fakeness.
Oh, there's fakeness out there. So women, when they met me, they said, "Man, you look just like your pictures." I said, "What the fuck am I supposed to look like? Am I supposed to look different
Oh.
than my pictures?" And I have to tell you, I did have a couple of interesting experiences on Tinder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what
We need a man's perspective, Wally. That's why we
Yeah.
need you.
Let me tell you something. Ladies, stop using the freaking filters. I'm a television producer by trade, and I was speaking to a plastic surgeon about a story I'm doing called Enhancing Your Natural Beauty. He told me that there's a disease called Snapchat dysmorphia.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Women are taking pictures because there are filters everywhere. I got to tell you right now,
Yeah.
filters everywhere. And he told me that even on Zoom calls, women are worried about how they look, their eyes,
Yeah.
this and that. And so they're changing. But to me, the interesting story I had, I'm going to tell you, it's around the Super Bowl time. And I connected with this lady. She looked great, beautiful pictures, body, face, everything, probably about 52, 53. So I decided to FaceTime her. I FaceTime her. She looked absolutely freaking different than the picture. I mean, I'm looking like,
I
holy
believe
shit,
it.
wrinkles on her forehead, eyes. I'm like, damn. She said, "Can you come on?" I said, "Fuck no, I'm not coming over to you. Fucking false advertise. You tricked me."
Yep.
And I realized that you may want to take a couple wrinkles or line out of your face, but to a guy like me, I'm like the real deal. I got lines here. I look good. I don't care. I no filters. When they meet me, said, "You don't have 15-year-old pictures on your site." I said, "No, why would I do that? I'm not
Right.
here to fool anybody or trick anybody." So I believe a lot of these women are using deceptive practices to get me to swipe right. And I'd say probably 90% use filters. Whether the stupid ones with the glasses, the ones that take out the lines, and you women, you can agree or disagree, but I know you use filters. And to me, don't go crazy with the filters and take off 20 years, because 20 years is a lot. If you want to take off a couple of years, that's great. But don't deceive and don't trick. It's like,
No,
because
see, I don't, because I know I'm going to eventually meet them in person, and
Right.
I don't want to walk in and have them go, "Holy shit, you don't look anything like your pictures." So
Right.
I try and I don't use filters. I just put it out there.
You got to be all
And people
natural.
tell me.
You got to be who you got to be.
They tell me I look like my pictures. So
It's called bait. Listen, I understand bait. Women have lures. They have the makeup kit naturally, which is the tackle box, I believe, to put on makeup and look better, which is okay, enhancing your natural beauty.
right.
But when you go as far to start using these filters, where you're taking off too much, I swipe left. If you have these funny glasses on, the puppy nose, all the crazy ears, I'm like, next. The other thing I'll tell you, women, stop taking angle shots. I had a young woman told me this. She said, whenever you see an angle shot, I don't care. She said, swipe left.
What is an ankle shot?
Like up, taken from way up here.
Oh,
Women love to take those shots. And I can tell you, and I'm not trying to bust on anybody because I'm an equal opportunity person kind of thing, but that sometimes that angle shot can shave off 150 to 200 pounds based on my experience. I'm not against it. But even when I take pictures of friends, they always, "Can you take it up high?" I'm like, why? What are you trying to do? Get a
no,
different
I got it.
Well,
But a young woman told me that, said, I would tell her I'm on a dating app. She said, just swipe left as soon as you see an angle. And I like to read the profiles too. I'm actually, believe it or not, I actually read the profile. So interesting content and connection is key for me.
okay.
Well,
Research shows the top apps are Fish,
Plenty
What?
of fish.
yeah, Bumble, Zeus,
Bumble. Yeah, I'm on Zeus.
yeah,
Yeah.
Tinder,
What is
Tinder?
it?
okay.
Tinder. Yeah.
What is it called?
Hinder, I don't know.
Tinder, yeah. Tinder,
Yeah.
And
Match.
so
I'm
some
on that.
people and Wally, and I'm so glad that you jumped on the show to give us a man's perspective on this. You know, with two women
I'm
here.
gonna tell you. So I'm on Tinder. I paused that one because there's a bunch of BS. Bumble because the women that actually get to choose.
Right.
Yes.
Let me give you a question. These are all apps or is this
Bumble.
websites?
I like Bumble. I just what's this one? I sent it up, begins with an H.
Oh, and there's Facebook dating too.
Hinge.
Hinge. I'm on Hinge,
I'm
but
on
I
Hinge. I'm on
Hinge-
Hinge too.
Facebook dating is a hidden gem. I was with an Uber driver one time. He said, "Wally, look at this." I said, "Man, I hooked up with this hot chick on Facebook dating." I said, "You got to be." I never knew they had a dating site, so that one has
Me too.
that one has been fantastic for me.
Yeah.
Working really good for me because you get more. Plus, you have their Facebook profile. You can tell if you have common friends. So too many people aren't going to try to BS you. But I've noticed there are a lot of fake profiles on there too as well. Quite a few.
Yeah.
However, let me ask you this. So if you're on a Facebook dating page that I didn't even know existed, do people in your world, in your Facebook world, know that you're on it, or is it something completely separate?
They
It's
don't know. It's
different.
completely separate.
Yeah, it's separate. But let's talk about some of the dates we've gone on that maybe didn't go quite as well as we hoped.
Well, okay, you want to talk?
Look at Wally's got his big smile on his face.
Mine's just my first funny one is the guy bragged about how expensive his car was, but that he never took it out because he didn't want people to think he was pretentious or whatever. So he shows up in the car. It had to be, I think it was like a $300,000 car. And we go to one of my favorite places and it's packed. And he whips out a donut, like a blow up donut to sit on.
Holy shit.
In front of everyone, he's like, "Oh, I'm having trouble with my sciatica," and like, poof, pops the thing out, sits down on it.
What do you say about that?
Oh my god!
Oh my
I
gosh.
wanted to run. Yeah. You got some stories like that?
One thing I don't do, I don't post pictures of cars. I don't brag about what I do or anything like that. Just post some pictures because you don't want somebody who just wants a car. But I know girls who. A guy posts himself in a hot tub. I said, but my friend Julia, I said, you know exactly what you're looking for, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, he seems like he's a lot of fun, blah, blah, blah. And it's a one-hit wonder, one and done. What I call it's either one and done, two and through, free, 3 and free, or 4, and I'm out the freaking door. Because there's a formula to this thing, I see. There's a formula. And women out there are always looking for Mr. Goodbar. They want to get the guy with the 6-pack abs, with the boat. He's on a boat and fishing or whatever the case is. But I've always wondered, why the hell is a woman holding a fish in a picture? Can somebody explain that one to me? I mean, why are you holding a fish? You saying when you get on a boat, is there a subliminal message in there? What is that? Can somebody explain that to me?
I've never seen that.
Women holding fish all the time. There's a common.
Wally, we're in Florida. She's in Phoenix.
Okay, that's true. So there's no fishing over there.
No.
But I could tell you some funny stories about dates myself. Nothing as weird as that. But so I go out. I met this girl. I think it was on Bumble? Yeah, Bumble.
Yeah.
And she's one of those. She's headshots. So she shows up on my favorite spot, Quarter Deck on 17th. That's my go-to place. And I show up, and she's robust. Very robust. And I was like a little uncomfortable. I figured I'd make the best of it, right? So we just had a nice dinner and everything like that. And I was like, she looked nothing like her face looked the same, but the rest of her was maybe before she had children or something like that. So, she was a cute girl, but she had an extra padding, which is okay. I don't judge at all, but it was just not what I was expecting. So I was somewhat uncomfortable. The waitress knows me there, and she's sort of like, "So what are you going to do? Are you going to run or are you going to stay?" I said, "I'm going to stay." She came over here.
You're going to run.
Because the waitress was like smiling. She's like, I told her I'm waiting on a Bumble date. And she's like, "Oh, cool.
Wait, you actually came right out and said I'm here on a Bumble date?
I do that too.
I told her, of course. Why not?
Yeah. Sometimes they'll give you a drink. They feel bad for you. Like, oh, hope it goes well. Here's a drink.
Wait. Let me get another perspective on this. So you guys will walk in and sit at the bar and say, "I'm here on a Bumble date and I'm waiting for Wally if you're waiting for a girl, Laurie, you're waiting for a guy."
Yeah.
Say, "I'm sitting at the bar here waiting for a Bumble date." And don't you think like the whole rest is gonna be like, "Oh, what's going on with the date?"
Everybody, listen, I can tell when someone's on that Tinder or Bumble date, there's a sense of uncomfortability. They're like,
yes,
the body language is off. They're like, it's like I like to pick apart. So they just met the first time. Barbara, you and I have done this before. They just met right now. You can tell her uncomfortable. There's no energy flowing between them. Oh, now she's leaning in. She's starting to laugh. I'm doing it. Barbara likes to do a play-by-play commentary. I love play-by-play.
Yeah.
So for me, I tell people it's a place I frequent often. I like to tell them, "Hey, I'm meeting a girl. I never met her before." Yep. They're like watching out for me and telling me how it goes and everything. And they ask questions. So that was one of the strangest ones that I've been on. And it was because she was pretty, but just a little bit different than I expected. And they always tell me like, oh, when I meet women, you look just like your picture. Like, what am I supposed to do? Because they get these guys who put a 15, 20-year picture online.
Let me ask you.
Yes.
If you're on a date and you know you're not interested, how do you end it? What do you say?
Good question. Good question.
It's interesting because at a certain point, and I'll tell you how this works, because I don't know what it is that women always want the guy to pay 100% of the time.
Not
They
me.
expect you to pay, which is sort of entitlement. If
Wait a minute. Hold on, Laurie. So you would pay your own?
I either split if it's the second date. If he paid for the first one, I'll pay for the second one. Or I always offer to split. Yeah, I feel uncomfortable if they pay for the whole thing, because then I feel like, well, now I'm obliged.
Yes.
Him. Yeah.
So it's weird, they always expect you to pay, and it's like one lady's like, so unless you run like the rest of them. I was like, oh well, you never know, because she was like, she looked a certain age, but she was probably 20 years older, let's say 10 years older than what she looked like in her pictures.
Ooh.
And she was nice. It was a good conversation. I'm not the rude guy that's just gonna get up and go to the bathroom and dip out the back door. I figure I'll sit it
for
out.
you.
I figure I'll sit this out. I'll work it in.
You'll be a gentleman.
I'll be a gentleman. If she offers to split the bill, I'll say okay. Or if it's and so I'll split the bill if she wants to. Otherwise, I'll pick it up and look at it as I'll chalk it up to experience.
Right.
It gets expensive for a guy going on dates. I was on a few months ago, and I was spending probably $400 or $500 a week on dates. And you'll be 55. Oh yeah, I'm telling you the truth. It's
Holy
expensive.
shit.
Okay, so Laurie, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
So getting Wally's perspective on this and going
Right.
on dates is us being girls and him being a gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to go on a date, so what Wally's saying, so the guy always picks up the check.
Not
Right.
always. They're expected to pick it up.
Expected. Yeah.
Expected to pick it up.
Well,
Why?
what Laurie said I would pay my half.
Yeah, I'm kind of different that way.
Oh, we're in Southwood. It's a different animal down here for sure.
Now, I did recently go on a date with the guy, and he absolutely insisted. And I got my card out, and he was insulted and like, please, I'm a gentleman. I'm old-fashioned. I want to pay. So I let him.
Okay, so Wally, how would you take that?
I'd say, I mean, it depends. If she said she wants to split it and she's adamant about it, I'd say go ahead. But I usually ask woman permission. Say, if I want to pick it up, I ask a question. So is it okay if I pick up the tab? Because I know a lot of times women feel uncomfortable about that.
Oh.
And I've been through that for years, even before these dating apps. And I said, is it okay if I pick up the tab? I ask permission because I don't want to put them in a precarious position where they feel like they owe me something or whatever the case is. So I've always been sensitive to that because I'm not going to just whip out my credit card and pick up the bill because women do get offensive. Oh, no. But the worst one is the woman who just whips out her gold card. No, I got this.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of arrogantly in a sense. I'm like, fuck it. I don't care. Go ahead.
Right.
Never see her again. Because I'm old-fashioned in a sense too. I'm old-fashioned in a sense, but I realize that a lot of times that women feel uncomfortable. So I ask permission. Oh, that's very nice of you or whatever.
Yeah. Because
to me, I know I'm expected. I was talking to my roommate, and I had a roommate about a year or so ago. He said, well, here's the deal. You meet a girl, you like her. You end up paying all this money, say 10 days here, about 3 months, you're like $5,000 into this. You have skin in the game. He's telling me that you're about $5,000 into the date at this point. You've taken a couple trips. But he told me, but she has no skin in the game whatsoever. And she can decide any day, I'm done with this adios and you're left holding the bag.
Yeah.
And she never paid any money. And I thought I never saw it from that perspective, but he shed a little light on it. I was like, you know what, you're right about that.
Right.
And, you can put all this money in and invest, and she just decides she's tired of dating you right now, and that's it. And she's done.
Yeah.
I said, that's I don't take that outlook on things, but it made sense when he told me this because women expect you to pay. They expect you to do this, do that. And there's never any skin in the game or an investment on their behalf. So what are your thoughts on that, Laurie?
Again, it's hard for me to say because I generally pay my half, or if, like I said, it's second date, they'll let me pay. But I think you're right. You're taking a big risk.
Yeah.
You're constantly
It's
paying.
an investment.
Yeah, I'm shocked to hear you say that you would put that. I'm like, I should be dating Wally.
I'm not. But I learned from my brother. My brother told me this because I was new to the game. He said, listen, never always meet for a cup of coffee or a happy hour for a cup.
Yeah.
Because these women, there's some women on these apps just because they want a free meal. Well, straight up. I'm not going to lie. They want a free meal, and it's like, I'm like, okay. Free meal, but I'm not like that. I'm not a sucker like that.
Yeah, so you're not going to go to like for a sushi dinner or something. You'll do like a Starbucks coffee or a drink
or a Starbucks coffee.
Yeah.
The interesting one is this. Here's the one that gets me in trouble. All the time when I meet a woman and she's looking for this proverbial spark. I'm like, listen. I said, what do you mean you're looking for a spark? Like you want to jump me right away? Or what kind of spark are you looking for? I said, every time I follow that fucking spark, it got me in a shit ton of trouble. I'm not going to lie to you. I get that spark, I end up getting the batshit crazy one who's out of her mind, who's absolutely insane. Because to me, I'm looking for the energy and the vibration. I don't need a spark. Because where there's a spark, what happens is there's fire. Where there's fire, guess what? Where there's smoke, there's fire. It's a struggle there. So to me, I'm like, when I have, I just want to make sure we have a spark. I'm like, spark? Listen, I'm too old for that shit. When I was in my 20s, maybe I'm a spark because I was young and dumb. I realize now the spark will take you farther than you want to go, keep you longer than you want to stay, and make you pay more than you want to pay.
Interesting.
Right. Okay. But before you take that date and you meet somebody on whatever app you're on, you like talk to the person, what tell me about you, or sometimes it's spontaneous and say, hey, I just met you this morning. Let's go grab a coffee.
There's got to be a willingness because I realize this, and I'm just going to keep it real. I tell every woman that there are at least 10 guys who are texting you, how you doing, what's up, and that's minimum. That's taking it lightly. So I know if she's texting me and sending me pictures, I ask her, I had this one girl said, I wonder how many other, because she started sending me very like naked pictures of the boobs. I said, you know what I'm going to ask you, right? She says, yeah, how many other people getting these pictures? I said, bingo. Because to me, it's a game. It's like you're fishing out there. And for some women, they literally, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I guarantee you, any woman that's dating, she can pick up her phone. She has at least minimum of 10 conversations going with guys, checking in. Hey, just checking to see how you're doing. Hey, what's up? What you doing? Where you at? Blah, blah, blah. Good morning, good night, good evening. How was your day? And all the pleasantries, which I call bullshit, because they're fishing around. Have you ever done this before, Laurie? You connected with the same person on 4 different apps?
Pardon?
Have you ever connected with the same person on different apps?
Oh yeah.
I've done that too, yeah.
We're all spread all over.
One woman the other day, it was the 4th time so hi, while we meet again. And I still had her number in my phone. And I'm like, yeah, we meet again. Maybe the 4th time's a charm. But it happens all the time because we're creatures of habit. But it's, to me, honestly, if I pick up my phone, I'm swiping right and left. My brother told me, don't even look at the pictures. Just swipe right, and whoever likes you is going to hit you back. And I'm like thinking, I'm a little bit more sophisticated. And I want to read I actually read the profiles.
Yeah, I like that.
I do read the profiles because at this stage in the game, I want to find someone of quality and of substance and of energy, not just, oh my God, she's hot. Because listen, just because she's hot doesn't mean she has good substance or good personality, what have you. Right. So it's not just about looks, but if they have like sideways facing pictures hiding their face or whatever, I definitely don't get involved with it. I did it out of curiosity a couple of times and find out that the girl's a swinger, and once you go to a swing club or something like that, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
I'm
like, I'm not into that.
I know when women like are getting ready to go out on a date or something, we all worry about what we're going to wear and do I look good? Mm-hmm. What do you do when you're thinking about going out on a date? Like, I think
nothing of it. I'm going to wear what I normally wear. I'm not even thinking about it. I'll put on a shirt, pair of jeans, some shoes, sneakers, whatever, because I'm just business casual. So I don't, but I like women who do dress up a little bit. I mean, show up,
Yeah. What do you think, Elsie?
Exactly. I get compliments. I usually wear a dress. I'm excited to be able to get dressed up. I want to look as good as I can. I want to be, flirtatious and inviting. So yeah, I like to wear
100%.
dresses. Look good.
There's one thing I'm going to tell you, women. There are more of you out there than us. Way
Oh
more.
yeah. Oh, I know. Trust
I
me.
joke about at least
What are
5.
you saying? There's more women out there than men?
Yes.
100%. Yes. Yes. And I learned a lot by reading your profiles. And you put, listen, if you live in your mother's garage, you just got out of prison, you live in the basement of your home, you don't have a job, don't have a car, blah, blah, swipe left. And I'm like, damn, is it that bad out there? Yeah, persons actually hitting you up and bums who live at home hitting you up. I mean, I guess I read it by that's their experience they're getting.
I
So
have
always
like that. It was bad.
What,
Tell me about
Rachel?
So my crazy experience was I was new to the game, and so I hooked up with this guy. I went out to dinner with them. I met him there, and we hit it off really well. And he said, "Well, our thing was concerts, so he wanted me to go to a concert with them." And I'm like, "Sure, we're doing great now, so let's go to a concert." So I get in his car with him, and we're heading away. And then he's like, "Oh, the tickets are at my house." So we go to his house. Come to find out, he lives with his mother.
Oh my God.
In the car, as I was thinking, wow, this kind of it doesn't seem like this kind of guy's car. So I'm thinking maybe it's his mother's car too.
Oh no.
So then he gets his tickets, and he's like, okay, we're on our way, but I got to make a quick stop real quick. He goes into this house, and I swear he must have did a deal of some sort. I don't know, maybe like pot or something. I don't know. And he comes out, and I'm like, take me back to my car right now. This is all bullshit. It was horrible.
Let me ask you this. How well did you know him that you got into a car with him?
Well, I met him on the Facebook dating app.
Oh, okay.
So I knew more about him, and I've known of him for a while, but I didn't know all the details of him. So, and I know people that knew him, but I didn't know he lived with his mother. I didn't know he was going to stop and do a deal with somebody.
What a disappointment.
Yeah, it was a huge disappointment.
Yeah.
It happens though. Then you get the women, like I told you, they say they don't want to hook up, and that's all they want is sex. I mean, I'm straight up. I'm being honest.
I've been there.
It's like I'm good with it. I'm not complaining too much, but it's just like But it's only it's like if I hit, I'm done. What am I working for now? Nothing. Like I said, I call that a hit and run. It's like, I mean, I'm thinking if she gave it to me this easy, how many other guys are hitting it? Right?
Right.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm not saying work and hold out on me for 6 months either, because I don't play that game either. But I believe in an adult and not a child. But my point is, that's all. I mean, I'll tell you a funny story. This is a funny one here. So I met this woman, on I think it was Facebook dating, yes. And so we start talking. Her kids went to the same high school as my kids, maybe a year or two before. We lived in the same area, Boca. We both live in Boca. I lived in Fort Lauderdale, but I moved from Boca, and I knew Boca. And she's like, "Hey, come over." I said, "But don't think you're getting it." I said, "I don't think I'm getting anything at all." So I get over there, and she has a couple of drinks out, and she says, "I told her, listen, you told me I'm not going to have any sex here, so I'm letting you know I'm not looking for anything tonight. And if you," I said, "but trust me, you're going to be begging me in about 2 hours." And so within minutes, after the couple of drinks, we're on the couch, we're making out and everything. I told her, "Listen, I'm not going to do anything here." So she says, come on. I'm like, no. I told you I'm going to make you going to beg. And she literally.
Was she a good kisser?
Oh, she was great. Everything was great. Nice body, everything else like that. A grown woman, not a little girl, had her own place, and so forth. But I knew, and she invited me over to 10 o'clock at night. I knew she was going to try something, tell me, don't think you're going to get anything. I want to be the number one woman in your life. I want to work. And I'm like thinking, okay, this is great. But I used her psychology, and I said, no, I'm not going to do it. And I'm telling you, by the end of the night, I left some point, she was actually frustrated and aggravated because I told her, I'm going to tell you right now, you said you're not going to have sex. I don't want to do it with you. We fooled around a little bit, but at this point in time, no, I'm not going to do it.
I don't want to do
aggravated with me. But my point is, why perpetrate like that? Why say you're not going to have sex if you really, that's all you want? And I found out that's all she really wants.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
And that's why Laurie and I picked the show tonight, talk about dating and all these dating apps and stuff and how it is out there.
It's a jungle out there, let me tell you.
I mean,
I met great people. Don't get me wrong. I've met some nice ones.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, is, like you guys said, and you told your stories and stuff, and, if people want to be on these apps and look for love or a date or whatever, you got to be honest. You got don't filter, be yourself, because like what you said, Wally, or what you said, Laurie, if you do show up or you do get this date or you FaceTime or whatever, then you're just bullshitting yourself, and you're going to walk out and leave. And what else too is, what happened to the real world of naturally meeting people?
Right.
Wally?
Right.
I mean, with COVID and everything, that made it even more difficult,
Because my sister met a guy that she dated in the grocery store, in the produce department.
Of course.
Talking about.
That's where you meet. I met a girl in the produce department. You mentioned it. That's the best place to meet a woman.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Whole Foods, here I
I
come.
mean, Barbie, you know me well enough.
Homemade a potato salad or buy the boxed potato salad. And this guy came walking up and he's like, "Oh, homemade potato salad for sure." And they did. I mean,
That's amazing.
That is amazing. Barbie,
I got to get over there.
I have no problem meeting women. You know this already. I get approached everywhere I go. Oh, I feel like your energy is calm.
Well, you're a hottie.
And also, but my point is, I met a girl during the pandemic, and it was like, you know what she said? And I loved it. She said, "Let's just keep each other company." I said, "This is fucking amazing. No strings attached because we're both social distanced, locked down at home." So she came to my place sometimes, and went to hers. And it was just like a sex fest. And I'm between calls, and it was great. Then she told me one day, she's like, "You know what? You're really not the one." I said, "I never said I was the one. I thought you just wanted to hang out and have some fun and keep each other company." And I'm like, so she got mad at me one time, and she didn't call me for a couple of days. And she called me back, and we're back to the races again. And I'm thinking to myself, I didn't think she got sort of attached. I'm like, I'm not attached at all, because this is just my COVID buddy.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's all it was. It was great. I didn't get emotional with her. I did like her company. And she said, it was her that said, "Let's just keep each other company." And for me, it was fantastic. So I've had some good experiences as well. But one thing I realized, that it's a numbers game.
Yeah.
100%. It's a numbers game, because some will, some won't. So what next? And like I said, women keep that database at high. How you doing? I tell every woman that. You probably got 10 guys going back and forth with you. And the ones who hit me up later after a month, "Hey, you still out there?" And single, I'm going to say, "What happened? Your last try didn't work out," right? So if they didn't work out, you have that stable of like 4 or 5 guys who are interested. You'll basically, "Hey, how you doing? HYD, send a nice picture and a smile." And I mean, say, "What's going on?" All that same small talk to get back in. I always call, I'm very forward. I don't pull any punches. I realized when I was younger, I might have bullshit, but I believe there's 3 words I live by: transparency, authenticity, and vulnerability.
No, Laurie, what do you think about that?
I agree. So I'm gonna just a final thing. I had a date. The pictures on the site, he was adorable. I couldn't wait to meet this guy. And when we got to the restaurant, the waiter came and he ordered water. I ordered a wine.
What kind of wine?
Then he started to tell me about, "Oh, he's so quiet and shy and he could never do this. And I don't want to call the waiter over." And he's drinking water because he's a recovering alcoholic. So he just asked me, point blank, what do you think? And I was like, I don't think, I don't think I'm going to want to see you again. I just have to, I don't want to waste his time. I don't want to waste my time. I think it's important to be authentic and as forthright as possible.
Well, yeah. And I completely agree with you guys, because, like we were just talking about this day and age, and, with everybody being single and the pandemic and going out there meeting people. For me, I like it just the more natural way. You know what I mean? Go outside, the grocery store, you're on the boat or on the water, or you're going for a walk or a run, or you're at the gym or whatever, because you know what I mean? That's
more organic. It's true.
Right. But, and these are good stories that we're talking about on our show today about, these dating apps and websites. because people are on them, obviously, and they look for people in relationship and stuff. And
My brother and his wife.
it's costing you $400, $500, what, a week?
Hey, listen, I was on a roll for a while. My brother, he met his wife on a dating app, actually. And they've
Which
been married
one?
for 2 years now.
And you know what, though? A lot of them are good. A lot of people found true
Plenty
love.
of fish, I think. One of those.
Yeah, a lot of people found true love.
I
And
met
a lot
my
of people do meet the love of their life on these dating apps sometimes.
Mhm.
And for me, it's a pastime. And what are you doing? I'm just swiping right now. I'm just swiping. But I love to read the profiles because, because a certain person you can tell by the way they present themselves and how they answer their questions, whether they're shallow, deep, energetic. I like energetic, spiritual women, for me personally. Don't get me wrong.
My profile, I actually ask them a couple of questions. Like, I'm from Chicago, so I love pizza. Do you like, and is it thin crust or thick crust? I can't tell you how many responses I get. Everyone loves it. I love deep dish. I would never eat thin crust. It's awesome. It gets a conversation started.
I like that. I like to answer those questions. Like Bumble, you can set up these different questions.
Yeah.
They're ridiculous questions. I'm like, come on, why are you asking me this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because to me, I have to feel the energy, not the resistance and the acceptance. Because here's the way I see it. There's so many women out there right now. It's like, if you're a guy, you're a decent person, have your shit together. There's never going to be a problem finding a woman. It's just the right one.
Right.
I had one woman I was dating, a German girl, and we had a good connection, good chemistry together for sure. But she would have one too many. Once she got to 3 glasses of wine, it was a shit show.
Oh yeah.
Why? Why do you say that?
Because she would get crazy and start. So she liked to go out, and she said, I want to talk to other guys. So I'm like, cool, I'm not attached to you. We're not my girlfriend. So it was a two-way street. So I'm talking to some gorgeous blonde at a dance floor. I said, so how do you know Vali? She'd come up in my shit. And she got me barred from a restaurant one time, a bar. Me, at my age, I'm thinking this is not a good scenario here. Because she created a scenario where I had to step up, and they told me, we don't want you to come back anymore. I said, fine, that's good. But I realized that she's just dangerous. And she's out there. She's a serial dater. She'll go on 3 or 4 dates a week. And but my point is, that's who she always was. We went through some good times together, holidays, birthdays, that kind of stuff. And it was great. So there's sort of a connection there, but I know she's not the right one for me because she's very, how do I say this? She's a school teacher, looks great. All my friends say, oh my gosh, she is so attractive. I'm like, I don't think she's that attractive because I know what's inside. And to me, and I'm not trying to be cliche here, but if there's a good spirit inside, it reflects you there. But if there's a bad spirit, it takes away and diminishes the way a woman looks, to me personally.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I have to interject here with me and Laurie. Unfortunately, our time is up. Our show goes by way too fast.
Okay, what time?
So I would like to thank you for joining us on Soflo Sass and talking about, how it is in a man's perspective in the dating world and, how it is for you. And I never even thought about how much money it costs, a gentleman to take a girl on a date and how much money that costs. Like, Rachel, that's crazy.
Yes, it is.
But, and like what Laurie says, she'll go out on one and, it's let's go Dutch,
Yeah.
It's the world. But anyways, Rachel, our time is up.
Yep, time is up.
Time is up. Wally, thank you for joining us. I'm Barbara from Soflo Sass.
LC.
And W in the house.
And we have Wally in the house. Wally, thank you for co-hosting with us, and it was my pleasure to have you on our show.
Thanks,
Keep
Wally.
on swiping, you guys. Keep on swiping.
Oh, I will. I will. Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Peace.